So here's a price breakdown of the items. JTT vacuum sealer, $30. The Innova 900 watt Sous Vide circulator, $150. The stainless steel Sous Vide rack for $30. The Casabella chef knife for $26. 30 stainless steel clips for $6. A 26 quart Sous Vide container for $36. And the most expensive lid I've ever bought in my life for $30. Alright, so let's actually get to the cooking now. For my first attempt, I wanted to see which was better and more tender. A steak that was salted an hour before it was put in the sous vide versus a steak that was salted right before it was put in the sous vide. So the first thing I did was salt 2 of the New York strips on both sides. Then I laid some cling wrap over them and put them back in the fridge. An hour later I pulled out all 4 of the steaks, 2 of which had been salted now for an hour. The other 2 I then salted on both sides. From there I added fresh ground pepper and garlic powder to season the steaks. Remember to always season both sides. Then I simply took the 4 steaks and gave them each their own vacuum bag. I sucked the air out. Removing the air is pretty key because it makes it so they don't float, and it also makes it so the water can be evenly distributed all the way around the meat. I then set up this fancy new rack that will sit at the bottom of the sous vide water bath. I set my sous vide machine to 131 degrees Fahrenheit, let the water reach that temperature, then I took off the lid, dropped in my steaks, put the lid back on, and then I let those bad boys cook in there for 2 hours at 131 degrees Fahrenheit. So 2 hours later, took the lid off the sous vide, and I pulled out all of the bags of my steak. Here's what they look like cooked in their bags. I suggest cutting the corner of each bag and draining out the liquid. So what I did is I drained all the liquid out of my steaks, took them all out of their bags, and put them on a tray with paper towels. Here's what they look like when you pull them out of the bag. The next step is to dry them off. I use a paper towel. This makes it so when you go to sear them, you get a better sear. So while doing all this, it actually started to snow outside. Keep in mind, it was actually sunny at the beginning of this video, which was shot just a few hours earlier, so that was cool. I went outside and got the grill going as hot as it could go. Then I brought the steaks out and popped them on the super hot grill. After about 20 seconds, I turned them to an angle to get a nice grill mark on them. Then after another 20 seconds, I flipped them over to their other side. And after another 20 seconds, I just turned them at an angle to get some more nice grill marks on them. That's pretty much all it took, and as you can see at the end, the flames were really popping up because the fat was rendering down really well. So after about, 40 seconds on each side, I brought them inside. All the steaks came out really great. Surprisingly, I nor my family could notice any difference in the steak that was salted an hour before sous viding compared to the one that was salted right before putting it in the sous vide. The steak on the furthest left actually lost the seal in the water bath, and a really small amount of water got in there with it. It oddly cooked that steak to more of a well done consistency. So it's always recommended if you're cooking with bones to double bag it, so learn from my mistake. Overall, the steaks were fantastic, and I can't wait to try it with more expensive and tender cut like a ribeye. Thanks for watching, everyone.